It's a working on it. Instagram always is the last. Come on. Welcome to the Muzzled Chat. This is going to be crazy. This is something we've never done before. Wendy's a Patriot. You've met her before. She's there just showing her support for President Trump and obviously all the shenanigans Kamala. It's just ludicrous. But it's great to see so many people get it, right? And they want their voices to be heard. And that's so important. And we can't be fearful. I believe, the whole Jan 6 was to scare people into submission to not have their grievances addressed. Look at all these people.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I can't stop. I'll have to go back to where I was at, so I can't stop.
You're on. I see.
Yeah, so if you see behind me, you'll see the dogs coming through. They're clearing the streets, and we're only 40 minutes from where I was at with the Trump rally, so they're being very cautious, clearly.
Oh my gosh. Well,
and I recycled my dress. For anyone that did not see the last one, I recycled my dress to a shirt so I could wear it today. This is We the People, and to advocate for Lyme with my pin. So I'm here on a mission. I'm here to support Trump, and I'm here to support the Republican Party and pro-life and the borders and the fentanyl crisis and all of it. And but more importantly, Lyme disease in Pennsylvania and across the country, even in Arizona.
Wendy, you are a true patriot, weird. And you are leading by example. And that's why, to capture the energies and efforts you're putting in, I hope that motivates more people to get involved.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And that's it. It's the grassroots. I mean, I am fortunate that I'm self-employed and I can manage my time. But it's what's important to make time for, and what's important to me is having a solid foundation country for my son in the future.
See, that's it. What a great point. It's crazy to question, like, do people actually value the future for their children in this country? Because I see a lot of fathers and mothers are doing good things. They're working, they're taking care of their kids, they're engaging in sports and all these things. But it's like, if our country is heading in a wrong direction, then isn't it our duty to leave them off better than essentially we came into? That's an ideal parent's dream. And if they don't get involved on the bigger political level, then they're really rolling the dice.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether you're a Trump supporter or not, you should be for education. So whoever has the platform that you want for that, so register to vote. Go out and vote. Make your voice heard. Go to school board meetings. I know in Beaver County, they just have this huge tax assessment. So now everybody is trying to figure out where's all the tax money going. I mean, our taxes went up by thousands of dollars in some areas, and there's older Pennsylvanians in Beaver County and said they're on a fixed income and they're going to struggle. So we're telling everybody, you need to go to your school board, you need to go to your school board meetings, you need to see where the money's going. Where are they spending our money? I mean, we know that they waste our tax money nationally, but it's on such a more impactful level, in my opinion, on a smaller scale. Because it affects our school and our kids and retirement. And I'm gonna try to cross the street if I'm allowed. Trying not to get in trouble today. I'm already on my Facebook strike 3.
Are you kidding me? Do you want to tell us? You want to tell us what that consists of? What truths you touched on to where tyrannical Facebook gave you strikes?
Yeah. So I obviously deal a lot with health and women's health, and I'm an advocate for Lyme, and most Lyme patients are women. And one of the things that I found for myself, as well as throughout my research from genetics is these endocrine disruptors or these products that we use every day that are just bombarding us in our, unfortunately, the young girls, with
Yes.
toxins, which is causing inflammation on their whole body. I mean, the girls look like they're 25 when they're 12, and it's because of these products. So there was a well-known beauty company that was accused of recycling products
Oh
and
my
having
gosh.
toxins in their products. So I posted about it, and I got warned, said that my post had no relevant information because I'm an
Unbelievable.
influencer account. So because I'm an influencer account, apparently they get to decide. And I also make money. I make like, a penny a year on Facebook because they limit
Wait,
my content. And they even tell me, hey, we're limiting your ability to make money because we don't like what you're posting. That's
oh
not
my
free speech. That's
God.
not what We the People says. That is not what it should be. Anyway.
Parents and folks really need to hone in on what you just talked about. I believe that is m- more so. I mean, the thing is, if we had time on a political side, then yes, we all should hone in on the health. But
Right.
there's all sorts of layers we got to get involved. Oh, look at all that crowd. That's amazing.
It's a little loud for that. A little too close to the radio here. I'm just walking through the crowd of so the Republican committee got
How
permission
many?
from this awesome business owner. I got to give it a shout out. Smokehouse and Barbecue in Rochester. So since we have to be on property, they allowed us to be on their property.
Ooh, that's cool.
And yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's a great shout out.
And
So
it is, and
on
that's the
that,
thing. If there's a business in your neighborhood that supports your cause, support the business. Just support
yes.
them, and they will support you.
Hmm. And they will stand up against any more tyrannical mandates that aren't law. They're in fact illegal, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time that I couldn't work for Lyme disease, and they're like, "Oh, I feel bad." But then when I tell them that my photography business was unessential for 2 years in Pennsylvania, and that the governor forced me to close, and that when the governor opened, I refused to be vaccinated. I wasn't allowed into venues to photograph. Like, people can't believe that
Unbelievable.
was real in Pennsylvania,
Right.
and it was real.
It was real. Yeah.
Yeah.
To wrap up on the health, it was so crazy, Wendy. I was listening to another Tucker interview, and he had these really educated, this doctor, former doctor. She walked away from it. She was at the tip of the top, cream of the crop, surgical, but she started realizing that, like, even as necessary is what she's doing, but it's not addressing the cause. And it's amazing how they honed in
So
on the poisoning.
it sounds like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it
You're
sounds
good.
like some cheers from somewhere, but I can't really get anywhere else. But I just want a side note, and I'll let you continue. I saw that post of yours with that interview, and oh my gosh, it's impactful. Everybody should see it.
Yes. We'll definitely be. Oh man, I love all the encores. People are just amped up. That is great. And from what you could see, it's actually a peaceful protest, right? People are actually showing up
Yeah.
there because they care about the future. They care about their families. They care about this country.
Yeah, I mean, there's some name calling, and some people confusing me for fake news and calling me some names that I didn't deserve. But you know what? I stood up for myself, and I said, no, 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 that's not who I am. I am a professional photographer, but I am a Republican. I'm here for the committee, and then they changed their tune, and unfortunately, that's a bad taste for all of us. So there are
Yes.
some in the crowd that can't
That
control
is
it, but
unfortunate.
they're passionate, and it was peaceful. It was ignorant, but nonetheless.
Well, speaking of all that, it just shows the resounding strength you have. The simple fact that you were at a former Trump rally where gunshots were fired, and yet you are showing up on active other protests everywhere within your ability. It's just what an example, an inspiration of just strength and true patriotic. I'm just very proud and excited to have been connected with you. This is, I only hope that this lights the fire under more people to get more involved.
Yeah, I'm going to sneak over to another spot where I'm not allowed to be, but there's both sides of the street. They have a
Okay.
lot of it roped off. But in this over here, she must be in there. There's loud, there's cheering. So there must be some, that's a Democratic office. So recently the Beaver County turned red. And so we've been very high Democrat area. So it's been a big deal. That's why there's a Trump 47 office. That's why there's so much happening and going on. And I'm going to pan to the group from the Beaver County Republicans. I know if I walk by, they know me at this point. They'll probably yell. So I'm going to go live.
Okay.
Everybody. Okay, so I don't think I can go down any further, but I will just show that they keep going down. So it's great because we all at the end of the day have the same mission. Is to have a better place for our children and for us to live in currently, and that's just such a big thing. I've got to sit here for a second, for me and you and mine, and it's not just about waking up. It's literally about waking up for some of us, literally about waking up. But what is our country and what direction do we want to have? And I know you touch on a lot of topics, and I have some other people that want to talk about you. I don't know, I can't keep myself straight. But it's making the time to get involved, and it doesn't have to be attending events if you can't. I volunteer my time at the Republican office, and I write letters, I address letters, I stamp letters, I help put signs together, I help when the secretary's away. Like, there are other things that you can do, and it just takes a little bit of your time. And there's things that you can do at home. You can email your legislature. I advocate for the PA 100 bill, and I am trying to get some people together that would be interested in writing letters with me. So if you're in Pennsylvania, you want to support the PA 100 bill, reach out to me. If you want to have a pin like this, you can be a part of the Center for Land Action and be a part of the preparation hearings next year. We have to have a voice. Those of us that can speak, we have to. Are you still there?
Yes, that just got pretty loud. It would be amazing to we'll add links and connections to you in the description when we're done here. If you had to guess, how many people are actually showing up on behalf of the protesting Kamala?
I'm so bad at that. I don't know. Hold on a second.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I know most of these officers because I'm a law enforcement family. I'm just not familiar to ask. But I will ask somebody that may have an idea. Give me a second.
You're all right.
I mean, it's more than I expected.
Kamala's...
I mean, honestly, they kept it pretty quiet. I mean, I just found out when I messaged you, so it was pretty under wraps. And then everybody I sent it to, they're like, "Wait, Rochester, Pennsylvania, not like New York." I'm like, "No, this tiny little nothing town." No offense to people from Rochester, but it's not a large city. There's a couple restaurants, gas stations, school I used to photograph. It's not very big, but they need Pennsylvania back. They need Beaver County back. I mentioned to you in the message earlier, I do volunteer for American Prosperity, and we support Dave McCormick to get in the Senate, and we support Rob McCurry for Congress. And we have to start looking as a line community as well as Patriots who we're voting in. And it's also down ballot because it starts at our local races. I live in a township, so the township races matter, the school board races matter. Different precincts are really a lot of elections right now for state representatives. So if you're not involved, you can get involved, right? You can go back to that 5th grade civics class or whatever, and the internet's out there. All you have to do is Allegheny County Police is coming in, so she must stay closer. Hey, Rick, I'm doing a live podcast. You want to say hi to my friend James?
Sure.
Okay, so Rick's a huge Trump guy.
Hey, James.
Fantastic.
He's in
Howdy.
Arizona right now.
Oh my gosh.
He's wondering
Yeah.
how many supporters you think, or I guess protesters you think we have here.
Well, I think supporters is a good word for President Trump. We'll go with protesters.
I don't know.
I drove up and down it twice, and I walked it 3 times. I'm going to say we have probably 200 to 300 here. It could be that was about a half hour ago, and it just seems to be getting thicker and thicker, James. So I'm going to say we're probably close now to 5. And likewise, my guess is there's more than 100 to 150 Kamala supporters here. So
Fantastic. Well,
yeah, that's just
Wendy,
a rough guesstimate.
be sure to tell him. Be sure to tell him I love his shirt, and that he could check himself out on Unmuzzled Chat because he's live.
He said that he loves your shirt and that you can check him out on Unmuzzled Chat because we are live right now.
Awesome. Well, thank you for saying that. Listen, can I give a shout out?
Absolutely.
Can I give a shout
hold
out?
on. Put this somewhere near your face.
All right. So, James, I'm going to give you a quick shout out to my business. I make all these myself, all the T-shirts, all my hats. They're all custom made, designed and trademarked. The name of my business is Apparel by 45.com. So that's APPARELBY45, the number 45.com. Please go on and check me out. And yeah, I would love to team up with you. I think this would be a great opportunity for both of us.
That'd be fantastic. I appreciate what you're doing.
Fantastic. He said he appreciates what you're doing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and thank you for allowing me to give a shout out.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're welcome. So I've met Rick a few times at some different events. He's always decked out head to toe, literally in shoes. He was also at the rally as a VIP with his wife. And they had a different experience with the rally. They were at the hospital when Trump arrived. So, yeah, it's the people that are in my circle. We've been through a lot these last few weeks, so we all want to support each other. And whether it's advocating for Lyme or whether it's a small business in the area or just the cause that we want to support. And that's really what it's about, is that grassroots.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So it's 2:02. Yeah.
Nice meeting you, James. Thank you, brother.
Hey, my pleasure.
I need to sit back down. I've been on my feet all day.
Yeah, take a
Yes.
break there, Wendy. You're
It's,
a true warrior.
It's filling in for sure on the edges. I'll sneak out and not get in trouble, but it's definitely filling in on the behind me and down the street. But they have so many roads blocked off, and in these towns there's so many side streets. But so far it's obviously it's peaceful. It's hopefully productive.
Yeah.
But
What do you
yeah,
suppose? Go ahead.
I was just paused because I can hear the cheering. So she must be giving some kind of speech. So I'm assuming, they probably, whoever they invited in there. I'm assuming she's going to come outside because they have a tent in the area out here. And they said that was around maybe 2:30. So I don't know if we can stay on for that. I'm sure we can find a million things to talk about, but.
So she's already. Would you gauge that a pretty small building? She's already in there.
Well, and you know what? And I apologize. Maybe she's not here yet, and they're in there getting ready for her to come. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? We're outside, and they tell us times, and then they're always different. And if she's like Trump, she'll be late, and it's expected. But it's an old business building. I mean,
It's not very big.
Maybe, I don't know, a 50-foot storefront where they're at. That's an abandoned, and it looks abandoned. I guess that's where their headquarters is. I don't really know because I don't go there. Although I am reaching out to a lot of Democrats in Pennsylvania because the Lyme disease does not care. It does not care if we're red or we're blue, right? So I am reaching out to some other people. We need the bill passed in Pennsylvania. The Senate Majority Leader is a Democrat, so I need to be learning a little bit more about the Democrats and getting them to help get this Lyme bill passed because there's a lot of Republicans on board, so I get to cross the aisle in a good way and share my story, and because it doesn't matter what we look like, who we vote for, what school we're in, what our zip code is when it comes to Lyme disease.
Right, 100%. It doesn't discriminate. Well, what you're doing is so important because this is as raw and real as it gets. And it is important leading into this election. We actually get a finger on the pulse as to who's pulling in numbers because, it's
Right.
wild to me. Well, it's so mainly due to obviously we know what happened in 2020. Obviously, they're going to try to cheat again, and we can't allow ourselves to be duped. And I think the best gauge really is just to look at the Trump rallies and the crowds he accumulates. Look at her rallies, and she's in this tiny little building. I'd venture to say there's more protesters than there are supporters in that little building.
Oh, I'm sure of that. Yeah,
So I wonder
no
if in
doubt.
fact she's in there, what a she's gonna repeat as though she's the first one to it. Like, oh, sorry, it's kind of loud.
Yeah, I'm trying
But
to move a little bit. I just don't know where I'm allowed to go. So bear with me for a minute if
you're all
the
right.
camera gets funky. I
Well,
think
it's
I
really
gotta go through the
crazy
alley to get around.
that in a recent speech of Kamala's, she spoke out on, taking away taxes on tips. And that's a talking point a month prior Trump was speaking on. So she literally was taking talking points from Donald J. Trump. And what's wild, if you date back to the actual passing of that law, she played a huge part into passing that law in the first place.
Right.
So we'll see what
So
fire
I
she
can tell
gives
you that
us.
my service is going in and out, and it shouldn't.
I see
But
that.
it's because I'm getting closer to where the Secret Service is.
Oh, gotcha.
So bear with me. I can kind of hear you.
Okay. Not a problem.
Oh, there you are.
Well,
I
hopefully,
literally was by a tent that said Secret Service.
yeah, you were glitching out pretty good, but we could hear you at least.
Okay. I don't know what crowd this is I'm going through, but I'm trying to go up on the other side. But yes, go ahead. I will listen
So,
since I won't be able to talk.
oh, you're good. I'm just excited what other fire she's going to give our, the the world on because she's not a great speaker and it's wild. Obviously, she's like, "Oh, my first day of office, I'm going to do this. My first day of office, I'm going to do that." She's in office. Oh my goodness. She is the vice president of the United States of America as we speak, as though she has
Right.
no power right now, that she needs the
Right?
presidential seat. It is utterly ludicrous.
Yes. I am with you on that. I made it to the other end. I'm going to just move out from in front here.
Make sure you're in a safe place there, Wendy.
I am. Thank you. It's I don't know what all you can see, but there are definitely a mixed crowd back here.
Mm.
Um, it's strange that it gets really loud and then it gets really quiet. And yeah, I know some of that is a little bit of my PTSD. I mean, I saw the Trump rally from the ground. So last night I had reached out on Facebook because I knew that there had to be a video that said, it said, sorry, I got people asking if I'm filming them, but this is a public place, so I can do what it is that I would like. But I'm gonna go back to the friendly side.
Good.
But
Good.
I finally was able to see some of the rally footage that my son and I experienced from being down on the ground at the emergency exit, and it was really helpful. Kind of gave me a little bit of sense of peace because I only heard everything. I never saw any of it. So that was very helpful for my brain to process, because that's how we're wired. Our brain always wants to find a solution, and unfortunately, that's how my brain works the best. That's why I was able to put myself through school after Lyme disease and get a whole new career, because how I'm wired. But at least I know that, and can process at my own speed. And to think that it's only been a month since somebody tried to assassinate former President Trump just blows my mind. Like that, this is the political climate in America.
You're right. And it's so crazy how so many Americans are already moving past that. It almost seems way too convenient that the Olympics and the supposed attack on a Christianity there and all the, oh my gosh, just sheer lunacy that took place. It's like we shifted away from an actual, like, really honing in on the assassination.
It's like I said earlier, some of the people in my own party were like yelling at me because they because I had a professional camera in my hand, and it's just disappointing to say the least, because nobody wants to have a conversation, but they have a lot of assumptions of what they think about things or what they want things to be. But it's like at what point or at what cost, like, can you just have a conversation with your neighbor? You said it in your one episode with one of your buddies, like, or in mine. I think you talk about it a lot, is love and loving your neighbor, and like, it sounds so simple, but if we did, if we just had that capacity to ask our neighbors, whether it's our physical neighbor or our neighbor across the aisle or our neighbor who has a different belief. I mean, the possibility is there.
If you go outside, you're not going back in. Too late, you're out. You can't go back in there.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
Okay, officer.
All right.
I guess good thing I have my car keys with me, and I guess I'm not allowed to go back into where I was at the blocked off area.
That was really quick. That guy didn't. It was like, too late.
Hey, hold on 1 second. I'm live on a podcast. I just got kicked out of apparently up there. I didn't know there was a don't pass go, but we can walk around the backside if you want to go to the barbecue place.
I was just saying. I'm keeping my distance.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm trying not to get in trouble.
That is unbelievable, Wendy. I cannot believe that just happened.
Well, so I will give praise to the officer. I personally know who he is. I know he does not know who I am. He would if I told him my name, but he's doing his job. But here's the problem. I'm walking the back alley, and I'm gonna walk in on the other side. So what good is any of this security? Because it sure as heck wasn't any good at the Trump rally. So no offense, but I mean, we have all these systems in place, but they're broken. They're broken.
Right.
Like, seriously, you were going to watch me live, just walk up to the other side and go back to where I was.
Oh my goodness.
So,
well, I sure hope that officer doesn't get a stick up what, and I told you weren't allowed. Like, what? Like, just creating imaginary rules.
So here I am, back again at the barbecue place.
Oh, nice.
My phone storage is low, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Am I going to get in trouble for coming back the other way, or am I, because that's what's wrong with Twitter, right? I got kicked off, and then my business account, then I used my personal account, and they're like, well, you're banned from that one too. So
you should go out.
Unbelievable.
I know, right? I'm like, come on, officer. I won't say his name. Come on, you know me. I'm harmless. Wow. Let's see, but look, that's the thing. I am a true patriot. I am an honest person. I am a good American. My grandfather died in the line of duty as a fireman. I came from a long line of patriots and people that were serving. My mother is a lifelong Girl Scout and still a Girl Scout leader. Like, she leads Girls of the Future. And then I get yelled at and told I'm a communist because I have a camera. And then I get yelled at for walking, and I literally took 2 inches past, and I wasn't allowed to turn around. Like, come on.
What is
I
going
mean,
on? Yeah.
this world is upside down. It's upside down.
It is. It really is. We are at each other's throats, and that's the biggest issue. And I think that's where you were talking just a minute ago. I mean, if only people would take the time to like have a sit down fire chat where you're sitting around a fire, you're defused, there's no weapons, no, and just start using words. Even the most extreme leftist and rightist would agree on, I would venture to say, more than 80% on
Right.
everything. So why
Right.
are we up in arms? Why is there all this tension? We should all just be excited for everything that's happened in this life, but we know that there's a corruption that is just a poison that has overtaken this country. And it's sad because we've allowed it. We could sit here and point the finger a lot and complain, but it does boil down to personal accountability.
Right.
And the only way we're going to get it back is once again through personal accountability on the large
Right.
scale. Every American has a role to play to ensure the direction of this country. And now that there's a tyrannical two-tiered system, it's just going to be that much harder. So we got to somehow find a way to break down those barriers evils stood up and polarize
Right.
so many topics.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's you talk about it all of the time. You know, we need to do more, and if it's just using our voice, then that's what we can do. I mean, I I, I would have bet you $1 million I would not be here today physically. I thought Lyme disease was going to kill me several times.
Right.
I would have not told you last week. I would have been here right now. So every day is a great thing for me. And
Yes.
something's going on here. Not sure what's happening. I'm gonna move out a little bit.
Okay. Phones are out.
Yeah,
People are
I know,
standing on
right?
tables.
It's not sure. I don't know where to go. So part of being little is great because I can slide in places, but part of being little is I would have to stand on the table like these fine young little Republicans. But good for them, and that's what it's about, right? A lot of these events, there's a lot of kids, and I said that with the rally of taking my son there.
Yes.
That we do have these impressionable kids, and we have to do better in
Yes.
getting them involved and being a good role model for them and encouraging them, and honestly just telling them that they're perfect and that as parents they cannot do wrong. If our parents told us that we cannot do wrong and that we had that unconditional love from our parents, like, the world would change. I mean, I had amazing parents, and I try to be an amazing parent myself, and I know it's hard, but if all you do every day is wake up and tell your child that you love them and that they're perfect, you win as a parent. I mean, that's all you got to do. You have to just make them feel loved.
What the world would deem as wrong, it's called learning, right? You know,
Right,
allow your child to learn.
right. I
Oh,
can't believe people, like, literally somebody just touched the grass and they're yelling at them for being on the property. I mean, come on.
oh
It's
dear.
not. It's like inches. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get why people feel that they have to have that much control, right? It's like these invisible lines across counties and invisible lines across the state, and all these invisible lines that our rules change depending on which side of the line you're on. Like,
Mm, that's a great
sometimes I
point.
just can't get my brain around it. Um,
Oh my gosh.
but
So
yeah.
what time was her motorcade supposed to come in? It was already supposed to have happened, right?
Well, at 2:30, I think 2:30. I think everybody was supposed to rally here at 2, which I got here around 1:30. So I think 2:30. But again, everything's so interwrapped, and I don't know how they have the roads blocked. It doesn't look like. I don't know where they would come in or get out. I really don't know. But we could still chat if you like. But my guess is the crowd's still been too quiet to have had any sighting. But she's gonna have to come out. I mean, if she doesn't and she hides from another interview, I mean the memes are just true. That she can't handle an interview.
Wow.
I was trying to look to see if I can't really see much difference, so I'm just gonna get another shot of the crowd before I get yelled at and have to leave. I don't know what's behind me. It's over there.
Wow.
But yeah, it's still gathering down the road. I think people are still just finally realizing that this is happening because they kept it so quiet. Which I get that in one way, but for her supporters, there's some young kids out here that want to see her and meet her. And I am all about women in politics. Do I think she's the best woman in politics? No. But she is an inspiration, whether you like her or not. So I hope she does come out and address these young girls here and give them hope and strength, whether I believe that or not.
Well, you're able to look a lot more into the positive of a situation than I. That's for sure. I think we lost her, folks. Well, that was quite unique. My hat is off to Wendy. My goodness. Oh, is she back?
Oh,
You made it back.
I don't know what's going on. I did. So, we all know they block things. So when all of a sudden I have 0 cell phone service and things are glitching, I hear something.
Well, you got secret service.
Oh, yeah.
You got the motorcade.
Can you see okay?
Yeah, I could see some motorcycles.
I'll go closer, but they're going to yell at me. Get louder. Oh, there's the bus. We gotta stay on the property, so I don't know how to see.
Oh, there it is, right outside.
I'm peeking in. Can you see?
Yeah. Wow.
New York is this way!
That's a big old bus.
Yeah, it is. They just had to repaint it because Biden's going off there. How well you can see, clear the phone up, but yeah.
Well, Wendy, I don't want to entirely take away your opportunities of professional pictures.
Yeah,
I know you brought
yeah.
your camera, so it's up to you on.
I don't know if I can use it, but I appreciate that. So yeah, I'll hop off, but we will touch base again soon.
Okay. Well, bless you. Stay safe.
All right.
We appreciate you.
I will. Absolutely. There we go. I'll send you some pictures.
Okay. Wow. Oh,
Ours is July 13th, guys. You guys don't have to be worried.
there. Okay. Wow. There's a lot of high energy. Like, I was getting amped up. What an example for all of us. We truly all have a role to play. And my heart goes out to all God's children and how evil has so effectively divided all of us. We are just too, what's the word? Triggered? We're too touchy. That's not the word I was looking for. Help me out here. Drop a comment. Put the word in my mouth for me. But we could do better by tearing down those barriers evil has effectively set up to where we're at each other's throats. Because the reality of it is, our neighbors are not our enemies, and it doesn't matter their political leaning. They fall and prey to a lot of war tactics. And if we really did sit down and have that fire chat, if we really did sit down out of love and respect for one another, then we would be able to acknowledge how much alignment we have for our families, our children, our futures. And then we could direct this energy towards the corruption, towards the evil infiltration of not just this country, but it's like this global elitist group has been infiltrating countries across the globe. And we need to be able to properly acknowledge that together. Well, might as well dive into the 1 minute prayers, and I think we'll go ahead and end this stream. But God bless you all. God bless America. We live in a very historic time right now, and a lot is up in the air. We know what happened in 2020, and that is the great equalizer of this country. And if we allow the Dems to bring in all these invaders and give them the ability to vote, that's breaking so many laws. That is unacceptable. We truly need to make this too big to rig. And we might, there's time. We could start calling for Dominion machines to not be used in our states, go back to paper ballots and just hand counting. That is, we in fact had quicker results with that than even these Dominion machines that are connecting to the web and all this shenanigans. We all have a role to play. Can we be excited to show up and do our part? All right, this 1 minute prayer. Have we read this one? Quiet wisdom? This is great. Silence is the title. Quiet wisdom. The quiet words of the wise are more to be heeded than the shouts of a ruler of fools. Wow, that's powerful stuff. I want to even ponder deeper on that. But that's from Ecclesiastes 9:17. The prayer reads, Lord, help me to stay true to what is right when I am tempted to step out of wisdom and enter the arena of fools. Glitching out here. Was that just glitching? How far back do I need to go now? It's completely unknown. In a meeting the other day, I was barely able to voice my opinion while other people freely spoke up, took over, and filled the time with their purposes. Each time I was cut off, my frustration was fueled. But then you tugged on my heart and did say what I wanted to express, and that was enough. There was no need to compete with their numerous comments and cranked up volume. You allowed me to remain calm and in control of myself. Thank you for reminding me that you hear every word I speak. I'm so grateful for our loving Creator and my Lord Jesus Christ. They have paved a way and given such clarity and resilience in a way like I don't even deserve. Amongst all this chaos, there comes a great peace. And I share these things continually because it's to my benefit, and I just am hopeful because I know that has led to the greatest healing in my life, led to the awakening on the poisons, and it's just like every day, it's like things are improving more and more and more. I believe we've been too dumbed down, too blindly and trusting for far too long. We've all drank that Kool-Aid to an extent, and it was to our detriment. So there's a lot of self-work to be had to gain our full resilience. I know through God we could gain that and beyond. Without God, maybe we could gain a degree back by focusing on our health and such, but are there any other? I'm just gonna, for the first time, just browse if I can find them. This is how cool. Just open it up. Grace popped out. And we got some scripture references. I challenge you all to get your nose in this Bible. It is truly the roadmap that led me to peace. And I know for those seeking that relation with a level of humility and meekness, God will grant that gift. So grace, God is full of grace. Exodus 34:6. God is slow to become angry. Psalm 86:15. God's grace makes salvation possible. Ephesians 1:7-8. God accepts us by his grace. Ephesians 2:8-9. We're not deserving, but he accepts us, and he's paved a way through his son Jesus Christ. God's grace gives us hope. Don't we need that in this time? Kind of more than ever. 1 Peter 1:13. Let's fall into our purpose. Let's gain that resilience, and we can achieve this momentum together. And I'm so grateful for all you listeners. I love each and every one of you. Help us expand our outreach, and hopefully in doing so, we'll bless more lives. I know to an extent, I'm not going to resonate with everyone. But luckily, there's other Patriots. That's why we're trying to have other individuals on too to share their stories, because they will resonate in ways I cannot. So at minimum, I hope you get on board with what we're trying to achieve here. And at a bare minimum, just share this, like, comment, get engaged. Let's go. The time is right now. Let's seize this opportunity we got. I want to take a second to plug some of our affiliations. Patriot Mobile, is been such a blessing. Everyone I'm in contact with that company has been nothing but thoroughly impressive. And the company itself, everything it's engaged in matches just that. So check out their webpage. Click the link below. I don't think I've added it yet, but it'll be in there shortly. And if you end up calling them, just mention Unmuzzled, and they'll waive fees and take care of you. Let's get prepared. You can do American Reserve survival food. I mean, there's a lot of different companies out there, but it goes to say a lot that this company would align with us and give us and the listeners an opportunity and create bonnie. I think we glitched out again. I apologize. We're out here in the sticks, man. Starlink's doing pretty decent. I don't know what else. There's one additional thing we're going to do that may, in fact, increase our signal. And I'm very hopeful that that ends up being the case. Because I know it could be annoying on your end, but just hit that fast forward and skip past it, you know? But American Reserves is offering you that 10% off. Just enter Unmuzzled. And it's in addition to any other discounts they're offering. EMP Shield is a great preparedness. I believe the best bang for dollar investment you could do, because it actually secures a lot of those investments. Because if we lose our steel mules, if we end up stranded, you might have to leave a lot of those investments behind. So at minimum, get an EMP Shield on one of your vehicles. You're getting $50 off every single product you order through them. I'm so grateful for that relationship, and they've saved a lot of our listeners. We've saved thousands of dollars at this point, and that just feels really good. So thank you, EMP. Other than that, guys, we need to focus on our bodies. We need to eradicate all these poisons and toxins that we weren't aware of. And it's hard. It almost takes a village to vet what in fact is good, and it's getting harder until we stand up against these big corporations and BlackRock that's buying out all the farmland, our own government that's putting all these regulations not to our benefit. It truly isn't. They're going after legally the local farmers, and man, it's just such a mess. We got to stand up. We got to support the local farmers that in fact are producing nutritional food and ingredients. And anyway, that was kind of beside the point there. I wanted to plug Bond Charge because they offered like that infrared sauna blanket. I can't speak highly enough as to how beneficial it has been eradicating a lot of those poisons and toxins. So click the link below. Our listeners are getting 15% off all their products, and they have more than just an infrared sauna blanket. They got a whole bunch of things. Check them out. If you want to enhance the detoxifying of things you don't want in your body, such as metals and forever chemicals, click on the Masterpiece link. That tincture has been greatly beneficial to me and so many others as well. Other than that, folks, if you're in Arizona, check out Unchained Wellness Clinic. They have been such a blessing to everyone I've known that have walked through those doors. That's just a fact, including myself. Now, if you want some freedom merch, you don't need something. I mean, this isn't very vulgar, but you know what it's symbolizing. But Black Eagle Apparel exclusively has Unmuzzled Chat t-shirts. Get your Unmuzzled Chat t-shirt today and embody that. We so greatly need that. We need to stand up against the worst type of censorship, self-censorship, and rip off our muzzles. And we're never to be muzzled again in the future. We must stand up against that level of tyranny, because you could see it started with the muzzling and it just continued. Tyranny never freaking ends. That's why it's so important we seek full justice. We seek accountability for the pandemic. It is absolutely horrific, but we're not going to dive into that right now on how successful they were, but never again, right? You live and you learn. We're not here to cast stones. We all need to unite. I thank you so much for your support. God bless you. God bless America. Until next time, take care.